Drop it.
And what's going on, guys? How you guys doing? All right, yo, the gamer, Steven Roberts. For first rule, Fight Club. We don't talk about Fight Club now. This is a different stream. And Hot Potato actually sent me this video, and he was like, "Dude, just take a look and watch what this kid says." And I'm like, "Okay, we're gonna go ahead." Let's see what he says. And I don't know if you guys watched it in the Discord. What we're going to do is we're actually going to play this video. And then we're going to do a play-by-play commentary. I'm going to give you my thoughts as I interrupt him. And we're going to go back and forth. All right. So why this video? Well, there's two things. One, I understand the psychological component of trading. I've been at it for 15 years. He was at it for 3. The way he handled himself in the trades, kind of were unorthodox, and we'll talk about that in a second. Then on the other side of it, as a trader who's been doing this and who pays the bills as a trader, I 2000% just disagree with everything. Yet there's so many comments under that video, empathy, helping him feel sorry. It was just weird, and it bothered me. It bothered me a lot. Like, I thought, like, hey, you know what? Whatever. It's just another dumbass YouTube video. And then I had a meeting with a company, and then after that meeting, it was still bothering me. Right, Hussein, I'm going to show you this video. We're all going to watch it together. Right, we're all going to watch it together, okay? And so it just kept on bothering me. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch this video together. Some of you will probably immediately draw a connection to this guy. Why? Because it's boo-hoo, so sad, so sad. Listen, guys, trading is a merit-based occupation. Merit-based occupation. And how's AMC doing? Pfft, whatever. Anyways, it's a merit-based occupation. Now, for those who don't understand, like, my demeanor, I need you to understand, I grew up in an era where it was okay for your parents to kick your ass. It was also okay for your parents to give you life threats, right? Like, stop crying, I'm gonna give you something to cry about. The men in the family, macho, bravado, all that stuff, right? Cry in public, you don't do this, whatever. Just, whenever you would say, but what? But what? And it's crazy because you see society now just always passing the buck of responsibility. And I see this. There you go, Black Betty. I brought you to this world. I will take you out my damn self. Absolutely. It was just rough. And so, like, we see this kid, and you could tell, I'm going on a limb here. He talks about, like, trying to make his mama proud. Sounds like he didn't have his daddy around. All right. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get into this. These guys, come on, let's bring back the 80s. Right? Because trading isn't for betas. Trading isn't for soft men. It's just not. Okay? We need some more, like, brutal parenting. Like, oof. All right, guys, so let's get right into it. Let's watch it. We're going to watch it together. All right, and here we go. And I'm going to mute myself right now. We're going to go ahead and play.
All right.
So as you saw in the last clip, that was me mentally breaking down. So in this video, I'm gonna give you one thing that I learned over 3 years of unprofitable trading that you must know to succeed. I also share you my story, how I ended up in this situation, and also show you the video where I'm mentally breaking.
Immediately is an oxymoron. 3 years of profitable trading, but what he's going to share with you is going to help you become a profitable trader. Okay? Okay, you see where we're going with this already? Unprofitable trader for 3 years. Just wondering how long he paper traded. But wait. His experience. It's going to help you. It's going to help you. Pay attention. Listen, Linda.
Down so I could really drive the point home. So I want to start off by saying that if you're going to trade and if you want to pursue this, you have to do one thing, and that one thing that I didn't do for 3 years caused me so much pain, and that is to have rules. You need to follow rules no matter what. Follow them no matter what. And the reason for that is not to make money. The rules are not there to make money. The rules are there to protect you from doing self-harm to yourself, mentally and financially. Because you got to understand, trading is gambling.
Okay, so basically, guys, that's kind of like a prostitute who says, hey, I fuck for money, but please wear a condom. Just, the comments in this thing are just insane. And he wants us to go ahead and say that trading is gambling. No, it's not. Oh my God, it's so not gambling. And we're going to get into this in a second. Hey guys, I'm gonna try not to interrupt this. This is wild to me. But there are so many people who resonate with this. Trading is gambling. And okay, whatever. You gotta follow rules, right? Okay, whatever. Okay, guys, check this out. Trade 1348 is a rules-based system. Wait a second. Oh, it's not about money. Oh my God. Okay. Oh boy. Here we go.
You're risking money to potentially make money. You know, you're taking on risk every single day. But trading is not like any other gambling endeavor. You know, in trading, there's freedom. There's freedom to get in when you want, get out when you want. No one's forcing you to stay in trades, right? You can trade whenever you want. It's not like where in blackjack you get dealt a hand, or poker you get dealt a hand and be like, okay, you get dealt a bad hand and all of a sudden you're like, okay, I don't want to play because I got dealt a bad hand. Well, in trading you can do that. You know, if you see you get into a trade and somehow you don't feel like it's a good trade, you can get out. No one's forcing you to stay in. It's also not like slots where you put in money and then you pull the lever and the max you could lose the amount of money you put in. In trading, you could lose your whole account on one trade, right? It's the freedom. It's in the space.
You could lose your account in one trade. Hold on, right? So he says, it's not like gambling, you know, you're dealt a bad dealt, so poker, blackjack, or whatever, right? It's actually one of those things you can control, right? I mean, that's what it sounds like he's alluding to. It's something that you can control. So if you're going to go ahead and blow up your port in one trade, bad risk management. Now, what I want to do is sort of kind of look at the chart here for a second, because I'm going to show you guys how much control you truly have on the chart with 1348, risk management, and the choices you make. Okay, so this here, guys, we have control. We were signaled down. We have control. we can get out at the 200, right? We have control to re-enter after we break the 200. Cool. We knew it was bearish. Does this look like gambling to you? Because guys, last time I checked, we painted this. This is fucking Picasso right now, right? This is a work of art. Of course, we get a trade design up right here. But are we above the 200? No, the 200's still red. Oh, wait. We get another move to the upside here where we get confluence and everything's green and sort of kind of leads us up, right? We break the 200. We're looking for confluence, right? This is not gambling. These are educated guess. Someone says trading is gambling. I feel like, oh my. Okay, no, let's get back to the video. This is insane. This is insane because I can control when I enter a trade, absolutely. I can control my risk size, absolutely. I could go ahead and wait patiently for my confluences, right? So does that make me a gambler? I need opinions here. Guys, am I a gambler? Am I a gambler? Right? We actually have a gambler in the chat here. Ann Japan is a gambler, right? And she said that trading's safer than gambling. Right? The question is, do I know the future? No, but I can guesstimate the future, and I have a system and a set of rules that I abide by every single time. Okay? All right. So let's get back to this video. Wow.
Base of that freedom in trading that gives you the biggest advantage, but also the greatest disadvantage, right? If you don't have any discipline, if you don't have rules, you could really mess yourself up. And like I said, trading is gambling. And if you don't control yourself, it could turn into an addiction, right? It's only 1 degree away from turning into a gambling addiction, because that's what happened to me. And so, like I said, the rules, you need to follow them. And they could be simple. They could be like, okay, I only take 3 to 5 trades a day, or I could only lose this amount of money in this day. And the rules should be based on extending your time in the market. That's what the rules should be based on, is having you stay in the market long enough so that you can create a profitable strategy and then work from there. A lot of people say, oh, start with the strategy first, start with the...
Okay. It's crazy, right? Because the guy is almost there. He is legit almost there. Guys, remember what I say? You trade small so you can win big. Trade small so you can win big. Why? Because as long as you have a port, you always have a shot. When you start trading too big, you risk your port, and then what? You risk blowing up, and you risk blowing up, then you end up making a YouTube video, and you make a YouTube video, and then like 70,000 other people go ahead and be like, oh, boo-hoo, so sorry. Yeah, trading is gambling. I tried it too and lost my ass because I was trying to take $500 and turned it into 1 million. Okay, so let's get back to this.
The strategy. Let me tell you this. If you don't have rules and you just follow astrology, you're not going to last long, right? And plus, the market's always changing. Strategies are always changing. Strategies, the market, you always need to adapt your strategy. That always fluctuates, right? It's always going to fluctuate. Sometimes one thing works in one condition, next thing you know, it won't work in the other condition. It always fluctuates. The thing that's always static and should be static are your rules. So if you're a beginner trader, please follow your rules, because you're going to end up like me. And when I started trading, I got fully blown addicted to trading. And at first, it was just half my paycheck, you know. I could still pay my bills, and I would lose the paycheck, half my paycheck in the stock market, and then, you know, still struggle. I would struggle to eat and buy food and gas, but I would still make it through the month. So in the beginning of this year, I was not in debt. I was free, had no debt at all. And so it went from at first risking half my paycheck, and then it went beyond to spending my whole paycheck. So now I'm falling behind on bills, and I'm spending my whole paycheck, losing it in the stock market. And at that point, it felt like that was rock bottom for me. Losing my paycheck felt like rock bottom. Eventually, that became normalized. I would just do Uber on the weekends to pay my bills that I was falling behind. And it just became normal at that point to just lose a whole paycheck and just, be okay with it. And so when that became normal, it got even worse. It went to, now I was taking out loans. I was getting in debt to fund.
Good money after bad, that's equivalent to doubling down. Man. Okay, so it was half his paycheck to trading, gambling, addiction. And we're going to talk about that in a second because, I probably converse with a good 300 to 400, 500 of you a month at any given time. Seems a lot more. And this is a pretty big freaking community, right? And I deal with a lot of different walks of life. And I understand the trader psychology, but this ain't it. This is, ooh, okay. Let's continue. This is not it. Oh my God. And then we wonder why this whole industry just has such a bad, it's like a bad rap. It's either you got these guys who are losing their asses, the gamblers, then you got the scammers, and then you got the legit ones, right? That because we're not showing you Lambos and all that other good nonsense, then yeah, we're really not good traders. This is wild. This is really, really wild. So let's go back to it.
Myself in the stock market. And I'm taking out risky loans. I'm talking 80 plus interest rate. I was sometimes taking out a loan. I remember taking out a loan that was 400% interest, right? So it was
400% interest. Let's do the math on that. I'm telling you guys to compound 1% a day because $5,000 compounded 1% a day over 5 years equals financial freedom. Hell, 0.6% a day over 7 years and you're a multimillionaire. 0.6%. This man, 400%. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 0. 400%. Okay, and money. He's lying. Oh my God, I feel so bad. Right? I really hope this isn't hey, I'm just making content for YouTube. Come feel sorry for me, right? But the math is just not mathing. You do not do that. You do not do that. Okay. Ooh.
I think I was paying like almost half of it within a week and just interest alone. Yeah, I was taking out loans, and then it got even worse. I was calling friends and family for money. So it got even worse, and I was calling friends and family money. I started selling some of my stuff to pay for my debts and my bills.
Including his headliner.
Long story short. Okay, so long story short, I went from having no debt to now owing being $14,000 in debt. Keep in mind, I work a minimum wage in California, so that's basically
okay, we gotta
half.
Stop right here. Okay, hold on. Okay. You guys guys, come on. This is wild to me because one, all right, listen, I am not 6'4", right? I do not run a 4.4. I'm not catching the ball, and I really do not plan on getting whacked by a 300-pound lineman. I'm not built for the job. In trading, you have to be built for the job. You can't play golf without golf clubs. You cannot trade without having discretionary income to play the game. And so he was overcompensating for a lack of that discretionary income to play the game. So now he's already overextended, right? Now he's already overextended. Okay, now. Here's where things get a little tricky for me. He sounds like a dependent. You're in California, making minimum wage in California. First part of this narrative, he was able to pay all his bills. But then he was able to afford to gamble half his check and then Uber drive. So it sounds like he's a dependent somewhere, meaning he's living in someone else's home. And now he's asking people to borrow money. This, oh my God, I wish on no one. And I really, I don't even know what to think of this anymore. I would not, we had a futures kid ask me for $80,000 and he had a plan. And I told him, no fucking way. He thought he had a plan. They all think they have a plan. Every single one of them, right? It's, on paper, seems great. Of course, it's not their money. Watch out for these type of people, man. Seriously.
Almost half my yearly salary right there, $14,000. You know, I think I only make like $30,000 a year. And so that's my current situation now. And it wasn't until this most recent month that it really, really hit me hard. And I mean, hit me really hard. I was really down bad. I actually was in the same situation 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I had enough money in my account to cover all my debt. And in that day, I lost it all. And I was so much emotional pain. I was calling mental health institutes, you know, friends and family, anyone I could call to relieve myself from the pain. I don't know if I told you this, but I also masturbate. I would masturbate every time I lose, or when I felt tense in the stock market to kind of, you know, really kind of relax myself. But it obviously that habit got carried over, and I would just, at that point, I was just masturbating every time I lost. And sometimes when I blew an account, I was masturbating like 20, 30 times a day, which I'm not proud of, but
Jeez. Woo! Hey, Air Japan's like I copy us. Now, again, this shit is wild to me. Hey, listen, you guys be the fucking judge. Now, here we go. Beginning, you're talking about 3 to 5 trades a day. Now you're talking about 20, 30 times a day. Because he was blowing up. Yeah, he was blowing up. Get that good bookie. Woo! I think I figured it out. It was fucking up because his keys were stuck. Oh! Oh no! Motherfucker was listening to Rihanna like squirt, 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 squirt. Yo! Okay, so Oh man. Wow. Okay. So, what is this? Those are all type of boom boom, right? Okay. All right. You said, believe it or not, I've heard worse things. Okay, so now this aligns itself. This aligns itself with something. I can't. Oh my god, I can't. All right. Dopamine. He admitted to being a gambler. He needed something to feel feel good. So while he was in a trade, he was watching the Huck to a girl. Oh, never mind. I gotta stop, man. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Anyways, but that's dopamine, right? That's dopamine. He was chasing. He was chasing the dopamine, and that's what that was. Sometimes you have to be able to identify if you're trading, right? If you're trading for trading, or you're trading for entertainment, and it's some people actually really trade for entertainment, and they're chasing that dopamine hit. We talked about this in a live stream a long time ago. And so since he wasn't getting the dopamine hit from his trades, he was beating the shit out of himself and getting that dopamine hit there, right? There's something wrong here. And the fact that we have 70 fucking thousand people watching this guy, empathizing with him and saying, damn, this sucks. Is this really the dark side of trading? Oh my god. Like, no. Guys, if this is really the dark side of trading, oh my god, I would have all the women in my life get into trading and then get them a vibrator and just be like, call me when you're losing. God damn. All right, no, God, fuck. Whew. Just call me when you're losing, baby. Anyways, we get back to
Um,
this.
I had to, I didn't want to feel that pain. I didn't want to sit with reality because it was really painful to know I could have covered all my debt and I lost it all. So I remember 2 weeks ago, I was in max pain. I think I masturbated like 20 times a day. I was calling friends and family, trying to seek some sort of, peace in my mind because I was so in emotional pain. And it got to the point where I was really desperate and I was really going through it. That I don't want to say that I'm not super religious, but I was crying in tears. I'm asking God to give me one more shot, give me one more try in the stock market. Let me show you that I'm patient and that I could, really go with this and not gamble. Funny enough, the day after, I got in the market again. I got a loan, and I made money. It was I was making money. I made money again, and I make money. The next day, I'm making money, and it got to the point where, God actually gave me a second chance. He blessed me, and I had enough money to cover all my debt again. And yesterday, I lost it all. You know, So it was almost like I spit in God's face. He gave me a chance. He blessed me, and I lost it all yesterday. Same scenario. I was calling up people, friends, family, anyone. I was in tears, crying, you know. And I felt like I didn't deserve another chance. I'm not gonna cry to God again and ask for another chance. I felt like I didn't deserve a chance, right? Because I asked for him and I spit in his face. I feel like everything that's ever good that's happened to me has been God's fault, and everything that's bad that has happened has been my fault. And so that's why I'm making this video. Maybe my third chance is God's giving me a third chance, and that chance not making money, maybe helping you avoid the pain that I went through, and hopefully you learned something from this video that could help you avoid all this and prevent you from going into this dark path that I went through these last 3 years. So hopefully you learned something. I'm going to show you the video where I break down mentally. I was kind of hesitant to show you this video because I don't like to portray myself like this, especially in a moment where I'm at my worst. But I feel like it will really drive the point home and you take what I say seriously, because this could happen to you. So let's watch this video. Not proud of it, but hopefully you learned something. I lost all my money today in the stock market, everything. I took out loans, I lost that. I'm already in debt to begin with. I'm currently $10,000 in debt. I took out more loans. Now I'm currently $14,000 in debt. But the most hardest part of this is telling people, making promises to people, and then losing all that money that was supposed to fulfill those promises. I mean, look at this. This is my mom. It's me.
Yeah, I thought your mama got to get part 2 now. Go ahead, keep crying, bro. Oh man, this is made for TV. Conveniently, the camera's on. Okay, convenient.
She gives me money all the time. 25, went to college, didn't get a job, kind of just 4 years just went by. My mom supported me, gave me money, thinking that I was gonna get a job. I'm now 25, working on a minimum wage job. I don't even know. Like, I just think about my future and it just looks so dark. There's nothing much to it. I mean, I exhausted all my resources already. I don't know where to go from here. I really don't. If it just feels like I want to die. I'm not suicidal, but it feels like I feel like dying. Everyone I know I've let down. Yeah. Just accept my fate. Accept that I won't be rich. Accept that that I might just be 30 and still living with my mom. Accept that I probably won't ever make her
said he was a
proud.
dependent somewhere. He was a dependent somewhere. I said it.
Oh my God. Where did I go wrong, guys? I don't know. My whole life I've been trying to make money. Been trying to do drop shipping, learn stocks, social media agency, you name it. I've done it. And it all ended up with me being broker, unfulfilled. I hope this is a warning to anyone who's addicted to stock trading. Or maybe you're on the edge. I will say that just be careful. Be careful.
On the first day, this guy sent me to buy lunch. And I came
I'm back. I'm back. I'm here. I'm here. Oh, there you go. There you go. I'm here. I'm here. All right, cool. The first time, yeah, I did mute myself. All right, couple of things I noticed here. His license is still out. What does that mean? He's going to get another payday loan. Okay, so this is everything that's wrong with trading, and unfortunately, it gets to empathy of people who lose their ass in trading, and they want to blame it on the trading and not on the person. You know, when I destroyed my Aston Martin and I hit the cow, did I blame the cow? Can't blame the cow. That was just fate. I accepted my fate. If I didn't make it out of it, I didn't make it out of it. Right? You know, it's again, somebody gets into a car accident. Are they blaming the Lamborghini or are they blaming the rate of speed of which they were driving? Right? Get into a car accident. Do you blame the Lambo or do you blame the rate of speed that you were driving? Yeah, we could blame the cow, but you know, yeah, look, man, it was one of those random things. But everyone's looking to pass the buck of responsibility, right? Okay, so I have proof. I have proof that trading is not gambling. I have legit proof. I have you guys here in Longevity Club. This is Steven. This was last month. Steven, not too bad, right? Let's go ahead. This is Steven's June stats. And let's go ahead and look at July stats. Does that look like gambling to you? No. This is conscious. This is conscious here. That is not gambling. This is conscious. Okay? We go last month. This is June. And again, conscious. It's conscious. All of this, June 26th to July 26th, that is so conscious. That is, wow. That's not gambling. It's math. It is all math, right? We have one of my newest favorite students. It's my man over here. He's in the chats, right? And he's definitely killing it. Tony, I'm going to show you guys what happens when it happens. I'm going to show you guys when it just goes like that. And that's here. All right? So, here we go. You see this? Right? Conscious. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and this is his general stats, right? And then we're going to see what his stats are when he made the decision to be conscientious about his trades. See, there's a difference in his stats. You guys see the significant difference in his stats? This is conscious. It's conscious. It's not gambling. And I work with each and every one of you on a daily basis. I work with the gambler's mentality. We you know, I'm not gonna call anybody by name because you know gamblers it can be insulting, but you know I know it exists in every single one of us, right? Because we want more. Now let's go back to what this kid was saying. He did drop shipping. He did social media agencies. So basically, how many of those kids out there are doing social media agencies? Like, hey, yeah, let me just do your shorts for you. I'm gonna clip your shorts, and you're just gonna pay me $3,000 a month. I get those agencies calling me every day, right? Drop shipping, now trading. All of those things sound like get rich quick because they all were at some point the flavor of the year, especially on YouTube, right? So he fell victim to that. Okay, and of course, the generation, the 20s, the mid-20s, they're instant gratification. They're not going to go ahead and put that sweat in. They're just not. Now, the breakdown of him crying at the end, that's cringe and that's sus as fuck. No, I broke it down crying on live stream, right? Because I have. Um, but this shit was a plan. And I tell you what, when I had my dance with the devil, that was private as hell. I think we all have that moment, right? Is that dance with the devil, and that devil is ourselves. We all have that moment. It's dark. It is scary. It is. It's fucking god awful. That shit's private, right? I don't know. I can't. I can't attest to how genuine that was, but like I said, my dance with the devil is private. Number two, where I come from, I see people lose their lives over 20 bucks. There's a lot of value over 20 bucks, and the 20 bucks is worth more than a life. And then having that mindset myself, it's like, wait a second, I need to value this money, right? We get into trading and we just get so like detached from it because it's on the screen and it's a number, and we're like, if we do more of it, we're gonna make more of it, and if we lose, we're gonna jerk off, and if we come back, we're gonna make more and lose and do it again, right? And we get that mental clarity before we get the Titan Excel alert. Then we get a boom boom candle, and then that's our trading day because that's what you're supposed to do when you're a trader. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, my name Mickey. I'm from the South Bronx, bro. I'm from the South Bronx. Scar here, hand cut open here, scar here, scar here. It's yeah, man. Come on. Yeah, I grew up rough. It was rough. It's yeah. It's just for no hood, man. All right. So I think what ends up happening is you really really again you just disengage from what your objective truly is, right? The barrier to entry in trading is really, really low. And so you just jump in and you get one trade, two trades. You're like, oh, I got this. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. I'm going to make me some money. And that market humbles you. I mean, it's just, that's the way it happens. And this man took out 400% loans. No one sat down and talked to math with him. It's, no, you're not going to be profitable immediately. No, you're gonna cry. You're gonna second guess yourself. You're gonna wonder what the fuck you're doing. You're gonna suffer in silence. Oh my god, you're gonna suffer in silence. You're too embarrassed to call friends. Be like, hey, can you bail me out? You're just too embarrassed. Why? Because you don't want that lecture. You don't want that. Nope, nope, nope. You don't want none of that. Okay? You're suffering in silence and you're building that up. And the thing is that right there, when you internalize that pain, that's when you change. Right? When you go ahead, that's when you change. When you dance with that devil, when you dance with yourself, that's when you change. It's not when you call a friend. They don't know what the fuck you're going through, right? They're gonna talk down on you. They're gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then you gotta go ahead and defend yourself. And then you gotta say, "No, I got this. I just need one more chance. God, thank you, one more chance." And you're telling that story to everybody else, and then you end up in the NFL club, which is no friends left. You just lost them all. They lost faith in you. Your support system gone. All right. Now guess what? It's time to shut up and put up. Right? Now you ain't got a choice. You either become a lone wolf, or you become meat. It's just the truth. You become that lone wolf or you become meat. Unfortunately, he doesn't have to deal with that duress per se because he's still living with mama. He's trying to make mama happy. I mean, listen, I got mama issues too. Right? I do. It's fucking loves to speak. I got mama issues too. I wanted to impress my mama. I mean, that there was nothing in the world more that I'd like to do. Right? But, it's like, you gotta make sure you do for yourself before you do for others. And it's obvious no one told him about the 1% compounded. It's just obvious no one told him about that. Right? And a lot of traders would really benefit from trading small, winning big, targeting 1% compounded daily. And that's really all there is to this. We don't need SMC, we don't need ICT, we don't need the rubber ducky strategy, the turtle soup or turtle paste, turtle soup, all that shit. Whatever the hell is coming out, the new thing. You don't need that. You just need to trade small, win big, manage your risk. That's really it. All of my students in Longevity Club, and for those who are going to be in trade camp tomorrow, you're going to get a beating on psychology. You're going to get a beating on it, but we're going to talk about trading small. We're going to talk about trading small. Okay? This man was making minimum wage. Can someone help me? Can someone help me? What is minimum wage in California? I know each state has there's a federal minimum wage, but what was the state? I mean, you said 30,000. So what's that? That's like $12.50, $13 an hour, right? At or about, maybe 15, 20. Okay. Hey, it's $18 now. Okay, cool. 1750 California. All right, cool. We're gonna go to MNQ. Now MNQ, $2 a point. $2 a point. $60 points. That's $120. That was a day worth of work, right? Day worth of work, and that is in 4 bars. That's 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Those 20 minutes. 1 MNQ. 2 MNQs. 2 MNQs, $240. 240. What is $300 a day over 252? What is that, 75,000 a year? The kid goes from minimum wage to 6-figure earner. Risking, with futures at least, risking only $200 in margin. Start small, he scales in. Something like that, right? Now, if he had our system, he could ride it to the top. Now that's 152 points. That's 1 MNQ, $300. 2 MNQ, $600. You guys got to come into the market with a plan. What is that plan? Right? Now I'm trading futures. I don't trade Forex. So what is that plan? Moto, Jesus Christ. So your plan, every single one of you should subscribe to the idea that whatever my port is, I want to make 1% and be done. That's it. You want to make 1% and be done. And I really want you to think about what that means, right? A $50,000 account, 1% and done a day, over 10 trading days. What is that, guys? Right? What is futures? I've never heard of this. It's the best thing you could ever do. 10 days, 1%. What is that on a 50K account? That is $5,000. That is 10% return, maybe more when we compound it. 5,000. 5,000. Whose state pension fund, whose 401k, whose anything is making 10% in 2 weeks? 5,231. There you go. Who? And anybody have a fund, a 401k, anything that's generating 10% in 2 weeks? No. Right? Over time, it becomes just a ridiculous number. Right? Now, Wall Street wants you to believe that, hey, a 13% return annually. You do that over 40 years, you got your $1 million, right? And you barely be able to cover the cost of health coverage. And we go ahead and I love doing this, guys. And we're gonna talk about this once again tomorrow for those who are in trade camp with me. But let's look at this. Let's look at this. There's 5,000, right? And it's not even 1%. Now, a lot of you guys, when you're in a trade and you see a trade design, you see a level, you see the levels like 1.5, you see the levels like 2, whatever the case may be, right? If we go ahead and we do 0.6% return, not even 1%, right? But we're going to do it for 1,500 days compounded. Guys, what's 1,500 days? Can someone give me the math on that? 1,500 days. What's 1,500 days divided by 252? Someone give me the math on that. That is 7 years at or about, right? Even if you were smashing 0.6, starting with $5,000 in 7 years, you will have built a net worth of $39 million. What does this look like on a daily basis? That's what it looks like, guys. It looks like $30. $30. What did I just show you here? I just showed you a $300 move here, thanks to our system. That gets you 10 days ahead. And Red Tape made 15K in 24 hours. All right, Red Tape. Keep it up, brother. All right. Now, again, this is $300. That gets you 10 days ahead of schedule. 10. Right? So now, this is where risk management comes in. Right? You're 10 days ahead of schedule. The most you allow yourself to come back is maybe 3 days back, 3 steps back. So you want to take 10 steps forward and 3 steps back. 10 steps forward, 3 steps back, something like that, right? But that's where risk management comes in. This is where risk to reward comes in. This is what I focus on with students in Longevity Club and in Trade Camp. We're going to focus on risk to reward. You need to allow yourself to see it in smaller like size, if you will. Right? Everybody wants the fucking cake right now. It's like, no, man. You start with that little grain, little batter, the grain, little bit. And you build from there. Okay? So Vince says, I coach youth baseball. Tell the kids all the time, we learn how to swing. Trust that swing. Use that swing and consistently hit hard base hits. The home run, they come sometimes. That's it. Right? That's what we trade for. We trade for base hits, not home runs. And guys, it works. This is all you need on a daily basis, right? You have 5K, $30. Come on. How many of you guys are in a trade on a daily basis and find yourself up way more than $30? Come on. At 0.6, it's 5,000. $30. We do this over 7 years. So what's the problem? What's the problem? The problem is you're rushing. The problem is you're greedy. The problem is that maybe some of you are chasing that dopamine. Right? So, the next time you go ahead and you take a trade and you blow it up because you were chasing dopamine, you go ahead and beat the shit out of your meat and send pics to Moto. Moto's waiting. He needs more content for his OnlyFans. Right, Moto? So, this video here, cringe as fuck. It is not a representation of the trader community whatsoever. That's a gambler. That is a child with a victim mentality. That is a boy who doesn't have a father in his life. Just stating facts, right? That is someone who hasn't taken a hard look in the mirror and has yet to do the dance with the devil. When he does, that's when he'll turn that corner, okay? Black Betty's got you, Moto. He's got you, all right? So, end of stream. I gotta hit the gym. This Friday. Oof. All right, guys. Don't ever fall for this shit, right? And just like you don't fall for, like, that sob story, fucking pity party. Also, don't fall for those predators that are trying to sell a lifestyle, right? Don't fall for that. Just don't do it. That's not the life I live. I mean, it's just really, really, really fucked up, right? I mean, if that's what you're aspiring for, if you're aspiring to build wealth for, oh yeah, that's my shirt. Oh man, can you loan me 2K no interest? No, we ain't doing that. Um, okay, fuck you, Moto. Fuck you, man. Yeah, actually, guys, I've been on this whole like health streak. You know, the quit smoking part, going back to the gym, lifting heavy. Like yesterday, I got a video. If you guys want video proof, I was legit um, moving. I was moving nerves, man. 295 pounds. We were just like, just go. Come with me if you want to live. Like, swear to God. It was just like, let's go. Yeah. And that's where I was getting my dopamine hit from. That's where I was getting my dopamine hit from. That was awesome. What happened with the water fast? I guess. Okay, so I want to see Gabe Gym Vids. Wait. I'm actually at the gym or I'm in the bathroom just like, too much protein must release. Red tape. Okay, hold on. Okay, I need to do it if you ain't see it. Okay, hold on. I'll do it. I'll post it. Wait, I'll post it in the Discord. Hold on. I'll post it. You ain't got a problem with that. It was the whole damn rack. It's in market talk for you, brother. Um, let's see. JP says I lost more than him. I do not cry. No, we'll make it back very slowly. Yes, slowly, slow and steady wins this game. Tyler, when you come to Florida, I'll take you to the gym with me. All right, guys. Time for me to go pick it up and put it down. All right, and yeah, the boy, you there? I was meaning to tell you because the boy was in the stream earlier today, just like trying to start trouble, and I just wanted to let him know that his last three kids, they're mine. Sorry, bro. Yeah. My bench press is 315. Peace out, guys.